The American Century Celebrity Golf Tournament going on this week at Lake Tahoe, joined now by 2003 inductee into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Marcus Allen. Marcus, thanks for joining us on The Insiders. You know, we got Al Del Greco, Steph Curry, John Smoltz, like Tony Romo, previous champions. Are you going to be in the running after your round today?
Well, I felt pretty good about my round. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to tee off with Tim Brown and Jerome Bettis, so looking forward to that. We play a lot together anyway, so it should be just a normal day for us. You know, I'm hitting the ball pretty well, so we're going to see about tomorrow. We're going to see how it plays out.
I feel like anybody like Romo who's legitimately making a push to play professional golf should be in a completely different category, right? I just feel like he should be over here. But have you had a chance to watch him or some of these other guys that are really challenging the way they're striking the ball?
To be honest with you, there's maybe 10 to 15 guys who are legitimate, you know, could win the tournament and stuff. And the rest of us, we're here to have, you know, really enjoy ourselves, have a good time. And, you know, and we don't want to embarrass ourselves, but we know there's a couple of guys out there or a group of guys out there that are going to be contending. And we're just trying to play the best we possibly can, put as many points on the board as possible. And that's how we look at it.
But in the golf game, Marcus, there's that significant life investment that comes with trying to compete, which also kind of comes at the expense of enjoying golf. Like, how do you balance that?
Well, of course, if you play well, you would think, obviously, you're going to enjoy yourself a lot more. And if you play miserably, it's going to impact the rest of your trip. But listen, you can't take yourself too seriously. We're not professional golfers. We compete on a friendly level. We'll play our $100 skin game all the time. That's about it. And so that's not a great deal of pressure. Out here, we're just trying to have some fun. At least that's what I'm trying to do. So I can't speak for everybody else. So if I hit a bad shot, I get disappointed, of course, but I don't get too mad because it's not something I'm doing every single day.
A lot of folks have accomplished much greater heights on the football field there, including yourself. And the Raiders organization as well. Now, it's been a bit of a game of musical chairs when it comes to the head coach the last couple of years. But Klint Kubiak seems like he's locked in for the long haul there with the Raiders in Vegas. I know you were there at the press conference. What's been the early returns that you've sensed, or maybe some conversation that you've had with Kubiak that leads to some optimism this thing's heading in the right direction?
Well, I think the first thing is stability. That's what's really important. So obviously, you know, we'd like to get off to a great start. I think we did that in the draft, and I think it's at this point it's just building momentum. I think he's the perfect guy for the job. He relates well. There's an expectation there. He wants everybody to buy in. He wants everybody to be committed. And I think, again, I mean, you hate to say this, success would be a coach there for more than 1 or 2 years. So, but I think Clint's going to do an outstanding job. And I think, you know, via the draft and obviously, you know, free agency, we're going to start bringing, you know, some really good pieces and really make this a great team, not just 1 or 2 individuals, but really a great team. So it's going to take a little time, but I think the Raiders are headed in the right direction.
And a part of that direction includes the #1 overall pick. The offensive line circumstances and the offense wasn't necessarily in position probably to facilitate a #1 pick rookie quarterback starting last year. Would you feel more confident in Fernando playing early this time around?
You know, I don't have any idea what their plan is. You know, I've heard that he may sit and watch, and then I've heard that, you know, he's doing well and you know, there's a chance that he may play. You know, we'll have to find out. You know, personally, I don't mind younger players sitting and watching and learning. You know, I think obviously the pressure and the expectation of being #1 and the amount of money that guys are being paid, you know, a lot of times we throw guys out there when, you know, they may not be ready or they may not have the personnel around them that would really sort of facilitate, you know, an opportunity to be really, really good. So, you know, I think it all depends on management and what they want to do. And I think I got faith in John, the GM. I think he's going to do a great job.
How about Ashton Jeanty? I mean, you know a little bit about running the rock. Last year, I sort of felt bad for him at times. Getting the ball, and there's somebody in the backfield he's already got to try to avoid. Tyler Linderbaum is in now. Kubiak certainly going to bring himself a run-heavy attack here. What are your expectations for Jeanty in year two? Have you had any conversations with him?
Yeah, I talk to Ashton every now and then. I haven't seen him lately, though. But, of course, the one Achilles heel is penetration. And, yeah, I think he got hit in the backfield, as you alluded to, more than any back in the league last year. That is something that we can't allow to happen. We have to create some holes for him. And I think, obviously, when he gets a little bit of an opening, he can be special. And I think when you reflect back on last year, despite all that, I think he had a pretty good year. He showed a lot of promise. So I'm looking forward to him doing well this year as well.
As far as the team's hopes in the division, the Chiefs waiting to get Patrick Mahomes back fully healthy. Does that offer them an advantage, or do you feel the Chiefs are going to be right back where they have been since Mahomes has started for them?
Well, the Chiefs have put together a really good team as well. So, I mean, Patrick is obviously the centerpiece of that team. But I mean, they're talented. They built a good team, so it's not just one individual. But you can't replace him. I understand that he's doing well, and he's been phenomenal. I mean, you can't say much else about him, but he's just been phenomenal. So I think anytime that he's there, there's an opportunity for the Chiefs to be in the running for the Super Bowl.
How about this Hall of Fame class? You're a Hall of Famer yourself. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, and Roger Craig, running back from back when you were playing as well. Your thoughts on that class, and how happy are you that Roger Craig got in?
I like the way you say back when we were playing. I know it was such a long time ago, but I appreciate you being kind. Back when
I remember watching it. I was there, right there with you.
Hey, I know. Yeah, I'm sure you fell off a big wheel watching me play, right? Listen here. I'm going to go back. I haven't missed a ceremony since I got inducted in 2003. So I'm looking forward to going back and spending time with the guys and welcoming them in. It should be a lot of fun. Obviously, I think the headline of that that group is Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, those guys have had phenomenal careers. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, though.
Well, Marcus, thank you so much for taking the time out today. Know you got, after hitting all those drives, you got another drive to hit to get out of there at the American Century Championship. So, Pro Football Hall of Famer Marcus Allen, thanks for joining us here on The Inside.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good day.
Thanks, Marcus.